Hello, friends. It's Nikki, and welcome back to my messy bookshelf. Today I'm here with the mid year freakout tag 2026, and I'm not exactly sure who created this tag originally, but if I do find out, I will link their channel below. I was tagged by my friend Cliff from Cliff's Dark Gems, and I know a lot of us booktubers and just readers like to reflect on how our reading has gone so far in the year. And yeah, I'm freaking out a little bit because it's June. And how did we get here? But yeah, I will do there's 13 prompts. I will do the tag and then I will share a few stats um, afterwards of like my goals for the year and how I'm doing. So, the first question is the best book you've read so far in 2026. And I really didn't even have to think about this one, and some of you probably know what it is. And hands down, for me, it was The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. And I read this for March of the Mammoths, and I absolutely loved this book. I loved this book so very much. It is definitely uh, it skyrocketed to the top or near the top of my favorite books of all time for sure. And definitely my top 10. And I do not regret reading it. And one day I want to reread it. So fun story, a fun adventure. And yeah, it was just a great time. It was a great time. It didn't feel like I was reading some super long book. And I found it very accessible. The next prompt is best sequel you've read so far in 2026. I haven't read a whole lot of series, but I have read some sequels this year, and I couldn't decide. I have two books here, so it's a toss up between book three in Dungeon Crawler Carl, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook, and Strange Buildings by Uketsu, and I loved both of these. This one, I think, so far is my favorite book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series so far. Although I am currently reading book five, and it seems like this one is going to be a favorite as well. And then this one, I don't know how he does it. So creepy and clever. Very clever. So I really loved Strange Pictures. Strange Houses was kind of meh for me. It was good, but I didn't love it as much as Strange Pictures, but this one was great. So, okay, moving on to the next question. A new release that you haven't read yet, but you want to. I'm not typically, for these next two questions, I'm not typically super interested or I don't follow the new releases like that, but I have picked up a couple. And this one, Good People by Patmina Sabit, is one that I am really looking forward to. And I know this is about an Afghan family that emigrates to the US and something tragic happens and they are conflicted with their culture and the country that they live in. So a lot of people said good things about it, and I am looking forward to that one as well. Alrighty, the most anticipated release for the second half of the year. So normally I wouldn't have an answer for this, but I actually do. So I am looking forward to Mystery Play by Elizabeth Kostova, and that is the sequel to The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. And if you are a fan of dark academia and, vampires, the whole Dracula vibe, that one was like chef's kiss. And I loved that book. So apparently, this one is the sequel, and I think it's following the main character from The Historian, her son, in this one. So, yeah, all dark academia and, Vlad the Impaler vibes. Let's see. The next one, number 5, the biggest disappointment this year. For me, I've had a pretty good reading year, so there wasn't anything that I hated, but I think the biggest disappointment for me would be The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel. And I think the format that I read it, audio, was probably a poor choice for that book, but we didn't know that when we picked that for our Audio Miles book. I think that was our March pick. And yeah, we all finished it, and I think all of us felt the same. It was confusing, didn't seem like there was a point to the whole thing. The writing was lovely, and I was interested enough to keep going, but I didn't love it the way I loved Station 11. All right. The next one is The Biggest Surprise. So, this is actually the most recent book that I read, News of the World by Paulette Giles. I had never read a Western before, and I was expecting something else, and this was lovely. I loved this book. It was wonderful. And yeah, I just finished this week. All right, what's the next question? Favorite new author, debut or new to you? I had a hard time with this one because I read several new authors. One that comes to mind is Anne Patchett. We read The Dutch House for Audio Miles in April, and all of us loved it. So, yeah, I think Anne Patchett. Next question. Number 8. Newest fictional crush. This is not something I think about, but if I had to pick a fictional crush, it would probably be Carl from Dungeon Crawler Carl, because he is strong, he is smart, he is kind, he is all about protecting his friends and the people that he cares about, the people and the creatures that he cares about. And I just love that. And then number 9 is newest favorite character, and we're gonna return probably Princess Donut. Princess Donut from the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I love her. I love Carl. I love their dynamic, and I am so in love with their relationship and their relationship with their friends. To the point, one of our new kittens is actually Princess Donut as well. We named one of our new kittens Princess Donut. Number 10, a book that made you cry. This was easy. There were a few that made me cry. One was Max in the Land of Lies. Who's the author? I'm sorry, I forgot to take that one out. I'll put it up on the screen. That one was about a young boy named Max who is a young Jewish boy during World War II, and he goes back to his home country of Germany during the war to find his parents and as a spy. And I wept at the end of that one. I also wept, I blubbered like a baby reading The Nightingale. So, yeah, kind of dealing with the same topic. Cried a lot. I wept. I wept. Name a book that made you happy. Let's see. I think, okay. I don't want to name the same book over and over again, but Dungeon Crawler Carl. The series has brought me so much joy so far this year. It has been wonderful, and it has been a wonderful way to unwind. I love the characters. I love how, as each book progresses, we're adding more and more to the world building, and just, I love the characters. I love the characters so much. And then the most beautiful book you've bought so far or received. I actually forgot. One moment, please. Most beautiful book that I have bought this year is actually a box set that I picked up on a whim, but it was right up my alley, and it was this box set of stories for seafarers, and it has a copy of The Sea Lady by H.G. Wells that I had never heard of, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and Treasure Island, and they are all just lovely, and the box is lovely as well, and I am in love. We know I like books set at sea, and yeah, they're just beautiful little books, and I couldn't be happier with this little box set. And then the last prompt is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? And I think I'm doing pretty good. I have gotten ahead, and that is helping with some of these chunkers that I am reading, especially over Big Book Summer. So I would say the books that I need to read by the end of the year, I don't like to pressure myself, and I don't like to have a very strict TBR because of how much of a mood reader I am. So I will say the buddy reads that I am currently working on, and so that would be War and Peace and Pamela. And I also have another buddy read of Lonesome Dove scheduled as well. So those, I don't want to fall behind on the buddy reads. And yeah, I haven't really planned out that far yet. I have sort of an idea of things that I want to try to get to in the fall and winter, but they're loose plans as of yet. So yeah, those are the questions for this tag, and I will tag some people below. And before I go, I thought I would share how I'm doing with the goals that I set. I was being very gentle this year, so I did lower my goal of total books this year to 55. So out of 55 books that I wanted to read, I have read 35 so far. So doing pretty good. Um, so according to Goodreads, if I keep up at this pace, I am 10 books ahead of schedule. And I did want to try an average around one nonfiction a month and one classic a month. And so far, I have read 5 nonfiction, so that's not bad. We're in June, so pretty close. And then I have read 7 classics, so slightly ahead of schedule, and I am working on 2 right now. So yeah, that's kind of all I really wanted to track right now. I will share more about, the diverse reading for diversity book bingo and my 50 before 50 later on, probably towards the end of the year. And yeah, I thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video. I will tag some people below in this tag. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.